Good evening. We're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by 15 seconds of silence. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Chad Melinder.
Here.
Bill Niemeyer.
Here.
Terry Reed.
Here.
Ethan Maple.
Here.
And Ryan Hartley.
Here.
Thank you. Public comments, 3-minute time limit per person on items on the agenda only. There's not really anything. Okay. Accounts payable vouchers. Do I have a motion to approve APVs 26645 through 26708 as presented?
I will make a motion to approve APVs 26645, 26708 as presented in our backup materials.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion approved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to approve the APVs 26645, 26708. Adoption of minutes. Is there a motion to approve the town council minutes from July 3rd, 2024?
I'll make that motion. I will second.
Thank you. Motion approved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Motion carried to approve the town council minutes from July 3rd, 2024. There's no old business and there's really no new business because Adams annexation ordinance has been put on hold this time. Legal updates.
Old business and no new business.
That sounds good.
I would have had more if the ordinance wasn't taken off. But other than that, we are working on answering a question for y'all regarding an unsafe building ordinance and the enforcement of that ordinance. And then we're also working on a ordinance as it pertains to fireworks and hours that you're allowed to set them off. And that's all.
Thank you. That's because I was approached by all the fireworks because July 4th was on Thursday, and so people were setting off fireworks from Wednesday through Sunday and beyond midnight. And but the state has their regulations that we have to
There
follow.
are there is state statute
Yeah.
dictating what you can and cannot say, what dates you can set fireworks off, but we'll draft something that reflects that for
Yes.
your
But
code.
it'll be nice to have something if we
Absolutely.
get approached for that again. So thank you for working on that. Department reports. Jim?
The only thing I have is, and I just laid it in front of you, is the memorandum. I go to some of the county trail meetings, and they're wanting to put countywide signage through the county. Basically, the signs are going to have like maybe 3 or 4 different numbers on it. That's going to indicate if somebody was injured on the trail, what number that was, so the police can respond to them. Also, it'll help them identify if they're from out of town and riding through the county, where they're at. So they're kind of working on some signage and how far to put them. And they've asked all the towns to chip in $800. Well, at least in Palestine it was $800. I think Cumberland, maybe Shirley was $800. I thought it would be a well-worthy project since actually our trail system is going to be part of the Mount Comfort corridor with the bike trail that's going to go along with it. It's going to hit New Palestine, so I want to be a part of it. So I'm asking if we could write them a check for $800 and play in the game.
Do I hear a motion to approve? the $800 for the bike trails?
I will make a motion to approve a $800 donation to the countywide trail marketing system.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion approved and seconded. Is there a discussion?
Coming down 600, it's just basically that it's going to come all the way down 600.
I think is it gonna go all the way to the railroad tracks there, Ryan?
It
I've seen
will,
those
yeah, it'll
plans.
come all the way down to it.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you explain why there is a bike path and bike lanes up there just north of 300? Out of curiosity, like there's bike lanes on both sides,
Well,
and there's the bike path.
Part of that will pick up with the Penzi Trail if you ride up there to Adagio's.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that picks up to the trails, and that will take you.
I was just curious why they decided to do a bike lane on each side when they on north of that roundabout, and then there's a whole seemingly bike lane off,
Yeah.
not on the road.
Yeah.
Is that just to confuse people?
I could
Just
be
for the fun of it?
I could be incorrect about this, but I believe some of that's funding.
Some of it's funding.
Yeah, yeah. To be eligible for funding on that, I believe you have to
Have
to
the bike lanes on the roads
add
too.
those in there. I could be incorrect about that, but I'm
All right.
pretty sure I'm not.
I just drive up there and I was curious. Why would you choose there if you have that? That's fine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion approved.
And one more thing, Ryan, while we're talking about that roundabout, I know that the county's working on some landscaping for the roundabouts to the north of 70.
There.
Do you know, and I left her a message today from the, I don't know if it's Caleb Brooks that's working on that, or,
I think Kayla, I think Mike in our office has also kind of got his hands
okay.
in that.
So I didn't know, maybe the ones on the south, or will you think that those in the future will be landscaped as well?
I would imagine.
Okay, yeah. Just, yeah,
Yep, I would imagine.
okay. Fair, thanks.
And maybe even some really cool landscaping on the one going in front of the high school.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be ours, so,
Well,
yeah.
we'll see what we can get done there, but I've got
Yeah.
some broad ideas for that, and I'll see if
Yeah.
I can get them executed.
Yeah.
Statue of yourself?
Nobody wants to see that, Terry.
Of course I do.
Good.
That it?
Yes, thank you.
Steve?
I guess the other thing, I really don't have much, but the other thing I do have is that right now there's gonna be a temporary shutdown of 600 West north of Dragon Drive starting tomorrow. We've already put this out on social media and our webpage. They're gonna have the road shut down from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 Thursday, Friday. Then they're gonna open it back up Saturday, Sunday, and then the same hours Monday, Tuesday, and maybe into Wednesday. So just FYI for everybody, kind of be a lot easier if the bridge was open, but
Yeah.
and I have a pre-con tomorrow with O'Mara Contracting, and they have some patching to do on 500 West, so I'm gonna make sure to tell the guy that we're not starting that right away, so.
Is the utility work on the west side or east side of 600?
Starts on the east and goes over to the west side, it's around the water line. But the whole road's gonna be
Closed.
And that is all.
So total days on that closing is,
Yeah, 4 to 5, depending on weather. And,
that's slow.
I forgot to make this comment during APVs, but I talked to Steve about the overtime that we saw, but it was for Summerfest. Yes. So, yeah, that was that. Sorry, forgot to bring that up. So thank you for
Yeah.
helping me solve that problem.
Thank you. Bob?
One thing I have is to mention our golf outing. For a first-time golf outing, the police department raised a large amount of funds, close to $12,000.
Great.
We had a lot of volunteers. I appreciate possibly more ladies here helped us out a lot. Neighbors of Cypress Creek came out, helped us out. And appreciate the council members that showed up. It was really spoken well. Those of you that could attend, some of us were injured. But those that all attended, it got a lot of good feedback, seeing that you were all out there. The community noticed it. So they appreciate the support that you guys showed the police department too. So, and I thank you too as well. So we're already started talking about it again next year. We already had kind of a little initial
Yep.
meeting about what had just occurred and what could we do better, or could we change, and if you guys have any thoughts or ideas,
Let me know.
let us know, yeah. And our community was awesome. I mean, they stepped up. So hopefully this is something we can continue, because again, this canine program has been completely tax-free. We haven't been paying, this isn't budgeted money, this is money we've raised ever since we started the dog program. So if this is something we can continue, this is a great thing.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Congratulations.
And that one guy was amazing, crushed that ball over the tree.
That was crazy.
Josh Jackson, I got his number.
He's coming to the SWAT ball outing.
Good deal.
And that's all I have.
Well, I sure wish I could have been there because
Next year.
I love golfing. But anyway, yeah. Yvonne.
Had a good conversation with Greenfield Bank today, working on a plan on how to get things migrated from First Merchants to Greenfield. It's gonna take a while, but it's nice to get it started. Another thing I have for you, I spoke at our last conference that Jen and I went to Clint Lamb. Somebody you may not know, but he was the mayor of Sullivan. He was mayor for a good long while and made major changes in the town that really was a really sleepy town, and now is really rather full of activity and new stuff. And he was recently hired by AIM, the organization that we, all know and love and to help us out. I spoke with Clint and asked him to maybe come and talk with us, because he's gone through a lot of changes. He's done wastewater treatment plants and new buildings and fun and inviting and interesting stuff in his town. He's kind of a neat, inspirational guy. I was wondering if you guys would be okay with me bringing him in here for a council meeting, and just kind of for him to talk to all of us, residents, council, department heads, but also anybody who's interested. He's kind of a neat guy. I've heard him speak quite a few times over the years, and he's all that, and that's kind of cool. And because he has so much experience with kind of what we're trying to do, a fairly sleepy town that we're trying to bring some positivity to, and events and what have you, I thought it might be a good fit. Would it be okay to put him on a council meeting in September?
Sure. Yvonne, Jim and I sat at a table with Mayor Lamb and his wife and his successor, who had worked under him for years before he was elected mayor. Super, super, super nice guy. And I can also say, on a professional level, my company had a major development in Sullivan, Indiana, while he was the mayor, and he came to several events, ground openings. I mean, just a great, great guy. His politics might not be correct, but that's okay. He's a great guy.
He's full of energy, and he brings that energy wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And it's contagious.
Yeah, he is a great guy. I mean, just sitting there for an hour and a half with he and his wife.
I've talked to him
super
a
guy.
couple times over the years and heard him speak in large settings and small settings, and it just he has great ideas, and he basically, if I understand it right, started the change in his town with flowers. He says that was cheap, it was easy, made a big impact, and it started people thinking, hey, we can be more. Why couldn't we do more and better? So I'll let him tell that story, but I'm going to ask him if he's available sometime in September.
1,000% on board with
Yes.
Super.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
Can I just add one thing for?
Your name in on here.
Okay, then I'm good.
Yes, Jenny.
You can have my time.
I just want to say our new website will be up and running.
Oh,
It should be live on next Wednesday.
Nice.
Great.
Don't hold your breath. No, it's up. It's ready to go. I've met with Scott. We've decided next Wednesday. I've almost got it all done. Maybe a little tweaks here and there. Your agendas and minutes will look a little tiny bit different, but I'm trying to get the template to look pretty close to what we do right now. So that's next Wednesday.
Thank you. Thanks for working on
Thank
that.
you.
Uh-huh.
Because that's a big endeavor.
A little bit more than I thought it was going to.
Oh. Public comments, 5 minutes, any topic. Oh, okay. 3 of you. Okay, council comments. Chad?
So yes, I'm going to echo Chief. The golf outing was amazing. I want to thank Officer Batten, Officer Whitaker, Chief Ely, our amazing clerk treasurer Yvonne Jones, and everybody else who pitched in. I know Jenny did a lot to help us set all of that up and keep the cats herded. She calmed Yvonne down when Yvonne had to kick us all to say, "Hey, we need to get this going, guys."
All you need is your butt kicked a little bit.
Yeah, but it was awesome to see it come together. Something that the officers came up with and executed and came to a great. We had amazing participation, beautiful weather, and then as soon as we all got home, it started pouring, raining.
Yeah, as soon as everybody was in the pavilion.
It was awesome. So, Yvonne, thank you. I know you did. You're an unsung hero, and you don't like this, but you did a lot of work to set that
We
up
did
and
this
get us
as
on
a
the right
team.
path.
And those young guys that really had never organized anything did a great job. And your enthusiasm and your donations of the really cool prizes really did a lot to get that kick-started. And I know you got really busy after that. But those boys, those gentlemen really ran with it, and they did a great job. And yes, I kicked their butts when I thought that we were gonna, miss something. So, but that's all. It was good. It was fun. I'd never even been to a golf course. I know nothing about this.
This was even better because we were trying to convince her, like, hey, it's a golf outing. People will show
It's
up and
fine.
pay day of. And
It's
she's like,
fine.
no, they won't. We need to call them right now.
No.
If I come
I
down, we
wanted
got.
everything organized really well for the
You did.
registration, and it worked out great. And the guys, it was just really fun, and financially very successful. I'm amazed at how much money men spend.
It's a non-budgeted item. It's a non-budgeted item.
But it's like they
For a
whip out
good
big
cause.
bills,
Yeah.
and it worked out great for our police canine.
Yeah,
We're really thankful.
It was awesome. Ran well.
Yeah.
Amazing
Tell our wives.
participation. I think normally they trickle out, but I mean that pavilion was packed. Chief, you guys went through and did about 50 raffles at the end, so that was fun. But everything was great there. A lot of participation. So thanks everybody for being involved in that. I think it's great. I was going to ask you about the website, so I'm excited for it to kick off
Me too.
next Wednesday. And I think, Yvonne, the meeting with Commonwealth, are we setting that up? Are we going to set that up?
That is being set up. It was pending somebody that El Strong really needed to have there and is on vacation or was on vacation. So
Okay.
I will give him a little,
Yeah, give him a
Nudge.
nudge and make sure I get
Yeah.
a little leeway so I can
Yep.
make sure to have that. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. I don't have anything other than I just glad that the golf outing was so successful. Bill.
You may have seen on social media, but kind of saddened to hear that the Dry Bones Mud Coffee House is going to be closing at the end of July. And I certainly wish Danny and his family well in all of their future endeavors. Even though they weren't there for a terribly long time, I know that myself and members of my family have certainly enjoyed, just how friendly everybody there is, as well as the barbecue, but really sad to hear that they are not going to continue with that business.
but the
And-
barbecue place stays.
Yes, the barbecue place will, and, maybe someone else will come in, but just, again, super, super nice guy, and his family are wonderful people, and I wish them well in the future.
I didn't see that. Good. Thank you. Ryan?
Same on the golf outing. I thought Chad would be a little better at golfing, but that's okay. We all had a good time. And same sentiment, what Bill said about the coffee shop. That's sad to see.
Ethan?
I thought the golf outing was fun. I appreciated the turnout, but most specifically the turnout of local businesses that really participated, stepped up, were a part of helping support the K-9 and the officers. So I always like when we can rally not just residents, but our community of businesses and people who get together, and some of them even wearing like shirts that match. Like we got to figure that out sometime. We need matching shirts for our golf team. We'll figure it out. So I appreciate the golf outing. The school starts before our next meeting, so I just want to highlight, hey, we got to be careful. Buses out, especially with the bridge out. I'm not sure how that's going to affect traffic flow, but it's certainly going to. And those kids that are going to be coming off of Bittner, they're not going to go straight across. So there's going to probably be a little bit more extra traffic there on 52 and Bittner. But just school buses, kids walking, all of the things. I think it's that season. I, for one, am super excited for school to start because I get my house back for the most part. But we have that coming up. The April or the August council chat will be on the 2nd, so the first Friday of the month, and it'll be at Tia's again. Anybody want to join me? We'll figure that out.
I will.
Oh, she will. Okay, 8 a.m. She's very.
I'll be there.
You got it.
I do want to add one more thing. The county will be, I know I talked about microsurfacing on 500 West. That's been pushed back a little bit due to the weather, but that will be done before school starts. I really anticipate that, if the weather holds together, being done, if not started by the end of the week, it'll be done by the end of next week. I know they're almost wrapped up, and they're wanting to get done and wrap that up in the next 2 weeks, week to 2 weeks. So 500 West will be getting microsurface on the county's portion from US 40 all the way to New Pal limits.
So, excuse me, Brian. So you think when might this start? The only reason I asked is because the Bender Bridge, and then we're gonna have 600 West bird up, and
Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the neck for a couple days. I wasn't in the office much today, maybe a half an hour, so I didn't get to talk to Mike. Mike's the one overseeing the microservice project, but I do know that when I had a conversation with him earlier in the week, he was telling me that they wanted to be wrapped up in a week. Obviously, that's weather depending. They've been hitting it really, really hard.
okay.
So I anticipate that starting within the next week.
Are you doing the county sections, or are you just rolling through
Just-
and doing?
I wish the county could wrap up and just include that portion for New Pal, but that stuff's a little too expensive. You know,
Sure.
we do throw in some line painting and stuff, but
Sure.
that stuff's too expensive to do that with, so we're just doing the county's portion.
Gotcha.
So it'll be from US 40 to 200 South,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll pick up from there and go down past Copperstone, continue to the roundabout, and then it'll be just south of the roundabout to the church.
Okay, gotcha.
So that will be microsurfaced, and then excuse me, and then it'll be a few days, and then they'll come back over that and thermostripe it.
Okay.
So it will sit with no striping on it for a few days as well.
All right. I'll
So,
probably give a
but
shout tomorrow morning.
yeah, but
Right.
yeah, give me a call tomorrow morning, and I'll try to find an exact date on when that's going to start. But I'd really like to have it done and striped and wrapped up and out of there before school starts.
Yeah,
which
I'm
I
there.
anticipate that happening.
And with school starting, I'm going to apologize in advance to Susie and Jenny and Yvonne and Jim and whoever else might receive calls of folks complaining, because I guarantee Michelle will put her signs out, her little yellow yard signs that say school is back in session, slow down. She'll line Main Street with them, and
We can
apparently
handle it.
a couple
No,
people were
I like it.
offended
I
by
wish
that.
they were there all the time.
So that'll be the same day school starts, so I apologize.
I don't mind it.
She's a troublemaker.
Is that all? Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourn.